My first question is for the makers. Police procedural drama, him going on the field work. There's a whole universe that has been created, which is in sync with the India of the late 1970s. What did it take to put it all together in terms of the production design, the costumes, the art, and everything? Especially the cars, the fleet.
Yeah. So let me start with the other this thing, and then we'll come to the casting. So we did a lot of research. There was one level of research which happened when Anusha and Sandeep were writing. So that research was also there. And then when I joined in, uske baad there was one more level of research which happened, because that was more detailed into the casting, of the period, the production design, all the buses, cars, everything. उस level पे भी हुआ एक research. And then we also met policemen from that era. उन्होंने बताया कि बाल कैसे होने चाहिए, mustaches कैसे होने चाहिए. So initially तो in my head I was planning to give Ali a look like Vinod Khanna, and then I was told that ऐसे होता ही नहीं है. That's not because we are all influenced by the 70s films, but those are not the right references. So eventually we dig deeper. I had a very good team of my assistants. They all dig deeper into it, and we managed to pull out all the references. And फिर उसके बाद हम लोग एक एक करके वो हर एक डिपार्टमेंट के साथ मिल के हमने ये पीरियड क्रिएट किया. एंड a lot of it is also how it was shot, because वो उसका जो शूटिंग का जो स्ट्रक्चर है, that was also quite very different, because हमने उस टाइम पे एक टाइप के लाइट मिलते थे, so the tube lights were just been introduced. So आप अगर देखेंगे ये पुलिस स्टेशन में ही ट्यूब लाइट्स है, बट बाकी घर में all the tungsten lights are there. So थोड़े थोड़े करके हमने वो दुनिया बिल्ड किया है. And you also asked me about the casting.
Casting and the fleet, the cars.
Fleet of the cars. The cars were very, very difficult to find. We had a lot of hard time. We lost a lot of time actually because of the cars, because these are very, very old cars. We had a team of mechanics जिन्होंने ये पूरा fix किया था, but they are not in running conditions. So every time before the shot, वो बंद हो जाता था, and some of it was, it was so small. I mean, Ali had a lot of trouble, because he was the one who was driving the cars. Some of the time, Sir had so much trouble because the scooter he was driving, right the moment I would say action, और वो scooter बंद हो जाता था. Same with their bike. We were right in the middle of a very, very active action scene, और अली भाग रहा है, ये दोनों बाइक से जा रहे हैं, अचानक से बंद हो गया और अली ने जाके इनको पकड़ लिया. So there were a lot of comedies happened because of this. Of these vehicles. And in terms of the casting, I mean, I always wanted to work with Ali. वो एक हमारा था, एक हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे थे to find that one particular जो एक story है जिसमें हम लोग दोनों काम कर सके. And from the very beginning, we had thought, me, Anusha and Sandeep, we had thought that we will cast somebody जिन्होंने कभी वो यूनिफॉर्म नहीं पहना है, हमने देखा नहीं है वो यूनिफॉर्म पहनते हुए. So all these things came together and
वो इसीलिए नहीं मिला मुझे.
हाँ?
Okay. And Sandeep, would you like to add anything to this? In terms of casting or putting the entire show together, the technicalities and the logistics.
See, let me begin from the beginning. Actually, when we started writing, creating this world, so there a lot of research went into creating this world, like, making them believable, making them, setting them in certain period of time, like, 1970s, late 1970s, 78. It was a difficult task because we were not there, we were not around that time, and we didn't have any references. Newspaper clipping, some some article from here and there, the way people used to watch films, who were the heroes that people were worshipping, and who were the villains that people were actually not, who the society was like, springing upon us. So And a big part of actually bringing that, detailing in that world is the language. जो उसकी भाषा है.
Yeah.
अभी हिंदी जो हम बोलते हैं, हिंदी नहीं बोलते, हिंदुस्तानी बोलते थे. उसमें थोड़ा सा बहुत उर्दू का मिक्स था, हिंदी का मिक्स था. तो भाषा लेके आना बहुत ज़रूरी था वो. तो उसके लिए आयुष जिसने डायलॉग लिखे हैं, तो उन्हें काफ़ी इनमें पोइट्री डाली है भाषाओं में, इनकी भाषा में. तो दैट वाज वन थिंग. And plus also imagining all these people, because they're all like 3-4 different parts of the universe that they exist. Every set of characters, Ali's character, Mam's character, Mamsa's character, these two guys, they all exist in different realities. And making those realities true to that time, that took a lot of effort in creating those things.
Okay. And my next question is for Sonali ma'am. To play the character of Mona, she's so grounded and she speaks through silences because she has suffered the trauma. There's something that's weighing down heavily on her. What was that for you to...
Sorry, could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Sure. So to portray your character completely in silences with a few dialogues. I mean, I'm assuming it's a treat for any actor to not take the help of the crutches of dialogues and to purely move through their eyes and the facial expressions. What was that for you, and how did you arrive at that performance?
So I had just the most fantastic material to work on, and that was totally, you heard about all the preparation that was done. So quite frankly, 50% of my work was already done. More than 50% I would say was already done, because they gave me such amazing material to work with. After that, all I had to do was just add a couple of things to it to make it my own. So thanks to them, it was great subject matter that was given to me. Right, as of now, I would say that not having dialogues was the easier part for me, because earlier in life you could read the whole page and remember it, but my memory is not what it used to be. So the fact that I don't have to remember dialogues was actually the fun part for me. But jokes apart, when there are no dialogues, it is more internalized, and that also makes it more real. There's a different struggle with that. And the struggle was that when you internalize it so much, was how do you leave it behind? So this was one character that I did struggle to leave behind on the sets. I did carry it home sometimes, and that was scary for me.
Okay. And Ali, coming to you, I think there's a dialogue in 7th or 8th episode wherein Inspector Solanki tells Jaiprakash कि ये अकड़ कहीं और दिखाना, and then he responds कि अकड़ नहीं, बेचैनी है ये. Could you please help me understand the subtext to that entire scene or to that line?
Oh, I mean, these guys will explain it far better because they created those lines. I tried not to divulge from the script and get it right. I think ये उसकी desperation है in that moment. Look at the larger picture. It's as straightforward as that. He's on a mission and he's trying everything in his power, and not in his power also, lying through his, I mean, is just through and through and getting his way, but eventually gets caught and benched almost. It's like a little school scene, but yeah, he's really desperate because he's just been missing these guys like by a very small distance, and it's converging. है ना, finally at that moment. और उसके बाद तो फिर आप देखते हैं क्या होता है. तो I think वो जैसा बोला है उसने, बेचैनी है, एक desperation है. And that was the thought.
Okay. And क्या field work जयप्रकाश का हथियार है, as Rakesh Bedi says, sir says in one of the earlier scenes that you have to search for your own weapon. Was field work his weapon? Am I reading it right?
Yeah, I mean, we all have to find our own weapons, and I think that is one of the most profound lines in the show. Or somewhere he understands that, and he comes into it over the course of this period. Mostly in, I think, the second half of the show. Earlier part, I think he's also into his own, trying to just get a case and solve it. But then the case grows onto him, and you also start thinking like these people, right? He has to be able to catch up, and I think that's why that final release happens.
Okay. And Amir sir, coming to you, I distinctly remember the scene wherein the mother refuses to accept. She's in pure denial that these are not her kids. While I understand where she is coming from, but that's also cruel up to a certain extent for these children, because only their father is there to bid the farewell to them. The mother is not there. While you were shooting that particular scene, what was their brief to you, the maker's brief, the director's brief, and how did you go about emoting that?
Do you remember the brief? No, I don't think there was any specific instruction given, because, like I said, these are things that you can't really prepare for.
Mm-hmm.
That includes Mona's reaction. So, other than really being, it's like a double whammy.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we have lost our children. Now, the mother or my wife is reacting in a way which is, what do I handle
Mm-hmm.
in this situation?
Yeah.
So it's a question of basically your world falling apart
Mhm.
in every sense of the word. So that's basically what was going through. Like, what do I turn to
Mhm.
again? And that was the interesting part for me in this character, is that somebody who comes with this kind of training and army man and this, and has achieved this and has been a war veteran, his crumbling
Mhm.
was the interesting part. Was something, where he's supposed to do the opposite.
Mhm.
Actually, he's supposed to take control. He's supposed to have, he has been in command. He has commanded people in, adverse conditions, in during wars, and for him to be completely helpless simply because, no amount of training can prepare you for something like this. So that was my, the appeal of the role, as well as the thinking behind it.
Okay. And Anusha, coming to you, being a journalist, I have a fair bit of experience dealing with the cops, the police station and everything, back when I used to handle crime. I want to talk about the tertiary and the secondary casting, and how did you go about writing those characters that we see, that we might miss them in a blink of an eye, but they are still there. They are part of the system, huge part of the system. How did you go about crafting those characters?
You mean especially for the cops, or like
Yeah, for the
overall?
cops.
So with the cop station, we wanted to create characters who would be allies to Jayaprakash, because we felt like it would be a place where they are sharing food together. Bauji comes every day with mutton. Food becomes like a easy place to kind of bond. So we always knew that they were all bonding for various reasons. They also all respected JP's character, because JP has earned his place he's come up the hard way. He's studied, he has really fought for his place in the sun, and it was important to have like the different characters around him who are his safety net, because he's fighting his superiors in a way. He's fighting the system, he's fighting his identity, his what he's going through. So it was nice to kind of have like a team that he knows has his back. He knows they would lie for him, lie for him, and he also knows that they're all like brothers in arms. So we imagined what that world would be. We would discuss, what happens, like where would they eat food, what would they be doing, are they spending time outside of work, and even like a smaller thing, like everybody knows that JP or Nisar ka kuch chal raha hai, so but they are having each other's backs, so that was the cop station that we imagined, that it's like a fun workplace that JP likes going to, and so then he likes those people, so then we need to like those people as an audience.
Okay. And Akash, for your character of Babu, he's a psychopath, he's a maniacal, and of course he's a narcissist. To completely shed off your inhibitions and dive nose down into this character, what did it take from you to not judge the character and still give everything that the character demands from you?
I think, as you said, that he is narcissist and he believes that world revolves around him, and he has the main character energy, I feel. And whatever he thinks the people around him are, they are just a small part of his own story, and he'll take what he wants and he'll just hunt for it. So I mean, that was the brief I had in my mind, and I just for Babu, I felt that वो मांगेगा उसे नहीं मिलेगा तो वो ले लेगा. So not even for once I thought कि मैं sympathize करूँ थोड़ा character से या क्या, nothing. So I think out and out this was the brief also, and I think more than anything it's written that way. If you see throughout the script, it's the whole character, it's written. So at times when like that's how the writing is. You don't have to search a lot about it because it's on there, like it's in the script. So yeah, and apart from that, it's some, I think, observation, and like I grew up in boys' school, in government boys' school, and I've seen brutal things happening in my own class. वो क्या होता है जिसमें वो pencil, I think the
Geometry,
yeah,
compass.
I've seen
Compass.
people like
घुसा देते हैं.
they kind of scratching each other with that in boys' school. It happens.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. So I think seen a lot of such things happening in schools. So I think also from the world out there, because I think I think the characters are also part of the society. So this exists. This definite. I don't know if it still exists.
it is,
I mean,
it is. Like
when I was growing, I was in boys' schools, and I've seen so many brutal things I can't even talk about here. And I mean, this exists for sure.
And looking at this character, my immediate attention was drawn to what Alex Delage did in Clockwork Orange. Did you model this character on someone?
Sorry.
Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange.
No, I've not seen.
देखी
Classic.
Okay. Did you model this character on any pre-existing
I've
character?
seen a lot of a lot of cinema, Sid Dahmer or Jeffrey Dahmer, या ऐसे कई सारे characters हैं, but when I think about बाबू, एक कोई particular reference नहीं था. कई बार मेरे साथ ऐसे होता है कि मैं बहुत कुछ देख लेता हूँ और शायद वो वैसा शायद कर भी लेता हूँ, and later I realize कि वो शायद मैंने वो वहाँ से pick कर लिया, या शायद वो खुद भी पता नहीं चलता है करते वक्त. But I think major चीज़ यही होती है that I shall do it out of my, like I prepare a sketch in my own mind that he would, in this particular scene, I want to walk like this, I want to say my lines like this. So it's that. I mean, अगर मैं reference लेके आऊँगा तो I think I'll kill my own sketch, whatever I have in my mind.
Okay. And Ramandeep, आपका किरदार शो में ऐसा है wherein you have to be a saya to his character. There's a line where Alit says towards the end of 7th episode, I guess, or at the start of the 8th episode, he says कि ये लोग सोच ही नहीं रहे हैं, ये लोग बस करे जा रहे हैं. To be in that state of inertia, to not think before doing anything, and to follow his lead. What was that for you to perform?
यार एज एन ऑडियंस अगर आप देखोगे तो आपको लगेगा कि वो लोग सोच नहीं रहे हैं, पर जब आपको वो एज एन एक्टर वो करना है तो हमें सोचना पड़ेगा. इवन रज्जू तो बहुत सोचता है, क्योंकि आकाश का जो कैरेक्टर है बाबू का, मैं मानता हूँ कि वो ब्रूटल है, वो नहीं सोच रहा. जैसे उसने बोला कि वो मेरा वर्ल्ड है तो मेरे को नहीं मिलेगा तो मैं छीन लूँगा. इसको ये धीरे धीरे डेवलप होता है रज्जू की, लाइक पहले नहीं है उसके साथ, उसको है कि मेरे को पढ़ना ही नहीं है इन सब चीज़ों में, क्यों कर रहा है तू ये सब. बट अब जब बात सर्वाइवल पे आ रही है तो फिर जैसे एक ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी है कि जब सर्वाइवल पे आएगा हम चाहे जितने मर्जी सभ्य हों, पर हम अपने को देखेंगे सबसे पहले. और दूसरी बात, जैसे वो बैकड्रॉप उसका आ रहा है, जैसा मेरी बैक स्टोरी है मेरे कैरेक्टर की, कि वो हरियाणा से आ रहा है और वहाँ उसकी नसबंदी हो जाती है इमरजेंसी के दौरान. सो उस सोसाइटी से वो कैसे डील करके निकला है और कैसे यहाँ बॉम्बे आया है, क्यों छोड़ा उसने अपना वो गाँव. इवन आप उसमें शो में देखोगे एक सीन है जिसमें वो अपनी भांजी के साथ समथिंग कुछ ट्राई करता है करने का, तो वो सीन हम नॉन लीनियर ही शूट कर रहे थे, क्योंकि वो सीन हम पहले चले गए थे और जो हम दिव्या के साथ जो सीन कर रहे थे शूट हम लड़ाई वाला, वो हमने बाद में शूट करा था. तो अब एक्चुअल वहाँ पर क्या हुआ या क्या मेकअप हुआ है मेरे को पता ही नहीं है. तो मैंने उसके लिए, क्योंकि उन्होंने जस्ट एक शॉट के लिए आना था जिसमें मैं डर के ऐसे उठता हूँ, तो उनका मेकअप उस टाइम पे हो रहा था और हुआ नहीं था वो. तो मैंने उनका फ़ोटो मंगाया था कि यार उस शॉट से पहले मुझे वो फ़ोटो चाहिए कि एक्चुअल मैंने किया क्या है, तो मेरे को देखना है वो. तो मेकअप टीम लाइक हमें टाइम लगेगा कि होगा. मैंने कहा यार आप प्लीज़ थोड़ा जल्दी करो, क्योंकि अगर मेरे को वो विजुअल नहीं होगा मेरे पास तो शायद मुश्किल होगा मेरे को करने में, क्योंकि वो इमेजिन पे करना है. तो वो उन्होंने फ़ोटो भेजा मेरे को. एंड सेम साहिल के साथ भी था, जब साहिल को हिट करना था तो उसकी बॉडीज़ पे जो मार्क हैं वो 17 मार्क्स जो हैं, क्योंकि वो एक तरीके से 17 मार्क्स नहीं मारेगा, वो अलग अलग तरीके से कुछ करेगा. हमने बेशक एक शॉट में उसको दिखाया, वो भी वाइड फ्रेम से जो हमने लिया है. सो मेरे को वो देखना था कि वो कैसा लग रहा है, अगर उसने हिट करा होगा तो कैसे हिट करा होगा। तो जब मैंने देखा और वो म्यूज़िक जो सर ने प्लेलिस्ट में मेरे को दिया है एक कैरेक्टर के लिए, वो म्यूज़िक सुन के आप वो फ़ोटो देखते हो तो आपके रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं एज एन एक्टर भी कि आप उस जोन में हो। और हमारे शो की लाइटिंग इतनी अच्छी थी कि आप उस एरा में जब जाते हो वो म्यूज़िक अपने कान में लगा के आपको लगता है कि ब्रो मैं ही हूँ। तो वही बातचीत है कि आपको मज़ा आना चाहिए आपके काम में, चाहे आप ब्रूटल कर रहे हो चाहे आप इनोसेंस में हो, पर मज़ा तो आना चाहिए। अगर मज़ा नहीं आएगा तो बीच में रह जाएंगे कुछ।
And Prosit, I have a question for you. Violence has been a huge part of the human history, not just humans. Chimpanzees have gang wars. There's a war between two groups. They do unspeakable things to each other. Similarly, since we come from that lineage, it has been a part of our history throughout. Religious wars, conquests, disharmony in the society. What are your views on violence, and how does it shape up the society in the longer run?
I think violence should not be there. You know, I think that is my only view on. I mean, in society, already there are a lot of violence. You know, all over. There are probably three wars which are being fought right now. You know, in the world. मतलब उससे ज़्यादा वायलेंस तो चाहिए नहीं, you know, चाहिए ही नहीं, zero violence. And that is my only this thing. And sometimes what you have to do is that ये इतना violence हमारे चारों तरफ है, we keep becoming numb towards it.
Desensitized.
So you need to shake things up, and that's when you make shows like this, so that you realize what is darkness and you value the lightness. So.
I want to say something actually. When you were asking about tertiary characters and these two guys and violence, so I was actually wanting to talk about tertiary characters. So, like, you know, there is, like, you know, you talked about the tertiary characters of the cops especially. I will talk about, there is Pyare Mohan, you know, there is Dhani Ram, there is Ballu Sodhi, there is Bindiya, you know, and we are the series Babu's mom actually, you know. So these are the people, like, you know, we are, like, the series is primarily about, like, you know, what these guys did to the kids of these two parents, you know, उनका क्या, उनके बच्चों का क्या हुआ. But the effort has always been, like, you know, जब हमको तो tertiary characters आते थे ना, तो tertiary characters सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि वो वहाँ पे हैं character fill करने के लिए. They all are the victims of these two guys. Every single person has different kind of victim mode from these guys. These guys have ravaged through that landscape, you know, and that is where they actually, you know, destroyed so many lives. We are talking about, like, उनने एक case solve किया, JP ने एक case solve किया है, but there are so many unsolved cases, so many unsolved tertiary characters, as you say it, so many unsolved lives that these guys have destroyed. You know, that is what you want to talk about. Ki these criminals, no, they never commit one crime. They commit a series of crime, you know, and different magnitude, different, say, extremity of different crimes. And that is where, like, you know, these guys come along.
Okay. And Ali, my next question is for you. Prosit was talking about that there should be no violence in the society. Now, there's a line in the 8th episode wherein Dibyendu sir says कि समाज सड़ने की तरफ आगे बढ़ रहा है. What are your views on entropy? That once it kicks in, it, like, destroys everything that comes in its way.
It's the very nature, I suppose. There is violence in our nature as well. I think it is there. I mean, you're a Kubrick fan, you know, Space Odyssey. It's the start point only is I have something that you don't, you know. And I think that one-upmanship is what is carrying the world forward in some way or form. Sadly, you know, that is, I have something that you don't. उस पे product भी बिक रहा है, उस पे nuclear war भी चल रही है, उस पे politics भी चल रही है, उस पे, you know, everybody gets butthole. Somewhere in that you find you know, a balance. I call it the male-female balance, you call it the duality, whatever. I can only hope that we understand what it really means and the effects of it, because this is real. Like, it in real time affects people, and it's happening now as we speak, right? Like Roshit said, there are wars happening. We don't even go outside our country, actually. There's enough, we have enough stuff happening here. So that's it. That's the idea, that stop and maybe, just maybe, like, understand you know, how that one strike really translates on the other, on skin, on flesh.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, when flesh burns, what really happens. You have to understand that. You don't have to feel it. God forbid you have to go through that.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect. So with that, we have reached the end of this conversation. कुछ ऐसी बात जो मुझसे पूछनी रह गई है, आप कुछ कहना चाहते हैं तो आप कह सकते हैं.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.